Hey, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Nurse Mark and the Green Nurse Daily Dose of AFA.
where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing so you can start your day off the AFA way.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark,
Yes.
I keep thinking that everyone knows what the AFA way is. And you know what? If you don't know, we're here to tell you.
You have to hear it every day because there's so much stuff built up that says that this is not true. We need to continually hear it. And that is, you're absolutely fucking amazing exactly as you are. Now, you might argue, well, I really should change the fact that occasionally I'm irritable, blah, blah. It's all bullshit. You're absolutely amazing exactly as you are. Just soak that up and own it. Yeah.
Own your awesomeness. Right?
Yes.
Happy,
yes.
hempy hump day, everyone.
Yes. Absolutely. Welcome to Wednesday, February 17th. So, Sherry, here we go. The daily love today was another day about forgiveness. And you know why? Because it's that important to living a joyous, carefree, happy life. You can't have resentment. You can't. If you're carrying that around somewhere, it's going to come up. And so
it's a big giant weight on your shoulders.
It was another Emmett Fox day. And it was good because he gave us a little idea, a little methodology about how to forgive someone. So the first thing is you have to be willing to forgive them. And that is like the lion's share of the process, right?
Yep.
Because we get so caught up in that emotion and so caught up in that anger that we're not going to forgive somebody else, that we hold that and it poisons us, right? So being able to get to a point to where you'll even consider forgiving somebody else is a big thing.
It's a big thing. So here's the thing. I'm just going to pipe in really quickly.
Yeah.
So right now, if you're not willing to forgive, that's okay. Just accept the fact that you're not willing to forgive in this given moment. You'll get there. Truly, you will.
You really will.
It's taken years to forgive certain people, and that's okay. All right, go back.
Right. Now, here's the thing. We need to disconnect this idea that forgiveness is condoning the behavior or the event. That is not true. Forgiveness is not about condoning the behavior or the event that has happened. It's not. It's about setting you both free from the event or whatever happened.
Yeah.
Truly. So if you can forgive that other person, you're setting that person free and you are free, more importantly. And so that's the thing right there. So Emmett has a little method that he suggests using. And says really easy. He says, find yourself a quiet spot and repeat any prayer that appeals to you, or read a chapter in the Bible or some spiritual text. And then quietly say, I fully and freely forgive X, mentioning the name of the person. I loose him and let him go. I cast the burden aside. He is free now, and I am free. True. And I am free too. I thank God. So, during the day, if that person comes up again, all we do is just say, bless that person and let it go. And again, it's just that repetition, right? Because we're creatures of habit. So this is how to get in the habit of forgiving people, and it will set you free. Your life. We're talking about your life here. It's got nothing to do with the other person.
No, it doesn't. And here's a couple little fun things, because know we talk about spirituality as being the root of cannabis care. So some of the things that people do in the esoteric world and that are into these alternative healing modalities is they do cord cutting ceremonies, right? And it's, I cut all cords to people, places, things, thought forms, energies, and entities that are not of the light. And I transform them into the divine expression of creative love. Right? Energy can't be created or destroyed. So how do we take that forgiveness, that icky energy, and turn it around? Right? We transmute it with our thoughts.
Right. Yeah. Transmute it. You do have the power to do that. You give off that energy. So giving off that energy of forgiveness and loving kindness. That's what you'll be surrounded by.
Yes. Here's a really cool prayer that I learned at one time. It's the Ho'oponopono prayer. And it's, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And the part that's really cool is you could be saying that to someone else, but you could also be saying it to yourself.
See, that's the thing, Sherry. I keep going back to that, and I want to stress that, just like we talk about it every day, that you're absolutely amazing exactly as you are. You need to hear that repetitively because we get all this stuff built up in our heads that block that knowledge, that truth. And that's another one that you say, right? It's true, and you have to repeat it. You have to repeat it over and over again.
Over and over again. So it's just so funny that you just talked about this and my computer just started blinking on and off, on and off. Now my screens are completely blank and all I can see is a green dot. So this
I love it. You know what? We would never know the difference. So Sherry's talking to a green dot today. Okay, here we are. We're on Wellness Wednesday. So really it's let's go back. What's your word of the day, Sherry?
Oh, my word of the day, I'm going to call it double F, right? Freedom to forgive, freedom to forgive. And I really like that prayer too, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And that can be like to people, places, things, that come up in your life. So self-care tool is in my mind, mental, emotional, spiritual, going to keep on keeping. And plus we're going to be talking about lube in a few minutes. So this is
my gosh, we're going to talk about that jumbo-sized bottle of lube. We got a lot to talk about. Happy hump day, Joseph, Kelly.
Hey.
Kelly, good morning. So my word of the day today is happy. Yeah. So yesterday it was one of those days for me, Sherry, where you ever have one of those days that seriously every single thing that you try to touch or address falls apart, goes sideways somehow.
Oh yeah.
It was one of those days, and it was every single appointment that I had was wacky in some way. It was, a lot of tech support calls. So yesterday I was really in a mood. I was like, but I recognize that that's just a way of being. So that was that moment. And today I don't need to have that be the way that I am.
Yeah.
And so today I'm going to be happy.
I'm going to be happy.
Happy.
So I got to tell you, I'll just tell you a quick happy story. So yesterday,
love a happy story, Sherry.
Well, yesterday I had to engage in the traditional healthcare system and see a primary care. So I'm literally sitting in the car with my vape pen, CBD vape pen, just literally praying that I can get through it. And I did. I went in calm, cool, collect, had my list, and just addressed certain issues. And so I went in there with a different mindset because my mindset generally, right, goes in fearful. Because every time I went to the doctor, there was something else wrong. So I went in with a happy mindset that look how far I've come on my health and wellness journey, right? I never, ever thought I'd be able to show up, into a doctor's office and go through this long list of laundry problems and just say that, I have these diagnoses, but they're not manifesting in my life right now. That's pretty cool. That made me really happy. Little baby steps. But really important for people that are out there is to celebrate and be happy.
Yeah, celebrate the wins.
The little wins, just the little
doesn't matter. They're still wins.
Yeah. And so that's the part too, is that I didn't get angry at her for not knowing the endocannabinoid system. I didn't get angry.
You can't.
I just
they don't know.
Okay, it's just funny because I had my huge list and the medications that I was on.
Yep.
On the list, and I gave it to her. I said, I've replaced this medication with these cannabinoids. I've replaced. So I wanted her to know, and it was really interesting. Yeah, it was funny. So that made me really happy that I could do that. But I'm not going to lie to you, it drained me. It took so much energy. But over time, it's going to come more natural. The more you practice a different way of being.
That's right. It's all about the way of being.
Yes.
Okay, we could go into that forever and ever. Let's roll along to the fun subject for today, Sherry.
This is like a really, really fun subject for me. And the reason why is because it was a part of my life that went away when I was sick, for sure. So we've been covering health awareness topics to educate on the endocannabinoid system and their possible correlation. And so we're going to be talking about sex today.
So good. It's just an awesome subject.
Yes. So we're going to start off
healthy.
With safe sex. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. The month of February is Condom month. So February 13th was International Condom Day. February 14th was National Condom Day. And so Mark, I'm going to let you talk about how and why it was started.
Yeah. So National Condom Day was started by the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, the largest nonprofit HIV/AIDS organization in the world, and it operates in 44 different countries. Love is the best protection, Sherry. Excuse me.
Safer is sexy.
Safer is sexy. Love a condom. Yeah. So,
Condom.
what are the 4 key elements?
Okay, the 4 key elements for creating a positive, safe, and a delicious sexual experience is using condoms. It's the most effective way of preventing sexually transmitted infections,
Right.
and it may also help prevent pregnancy if used correctly.
Right. And then, of course, the biggie, the one, consent. Consent comes first. Even when you're on a roll, communicate with your partner and check in regularly.
There you go. There you go. And here we go too. The third one is pleasure. Everyone deserves that warm, fuzzy, juicy feeling. So make pleasure a priority for you and your partner.
Yeah. And if you have multiple partners, really, STI testing. So regular sexually transmitted infection testing goes hand in hand with being sexually active. So speak to your general practitioner or sexual health clinic for a simple health check.
A simple health check. The reproductive system is part of our endocannabinoid system. We need to take care of those parts. Don't take those parts of your body for granted, right? So we have cannabinoid receptors in the female reproductive system, which regulates fertility, maternal fetal signaling, and the development of placentas and embryos. The other thing that we have too, which we're going to tap in a little bit better, is women's vulva, the vaginal area down there, the outside part, has over 8,000, well, the clitoris has over 8,000 nerves, but there's a ton of nerve endings down there. Our skin is our largest organ. So we do
twice as many as the guy.
I know, we're lucky in that regards.
Yes.
So we also have, so men have cannabinoid receptors in the male reproductive system, and that regulates sperm.
Right. So cannabis can and does bring pleasure to the bedroom. And it's very important to know the general differences between men and women when it comes to hormones and how it affects our endocannabinoid system and the responses to cannabinoids.
Yes.
So what are some of the differences, Cher?
All right, some of the differences. So from what I've read, and some of the research studies have shown, is that men have a lower tolerance to cannabinoids and women have a higher tolerance. So women can often, over time, need to take more tolerance breaks if they're using cannabis regularly. So,
Yeah.
And then in men.
Yeah, in men. So there's cannabinoid receptors in the smooth muscle of the penis.
There you go. There you go. And the part that's interesting too is women do have cannabinoid receptors in the vagina and vulva. The vagina is internal, the vulva is outside. And the part that's interesting too when it comes to hormones and fluctuation is estrogen regulates an enzyme that breaks down our internal endogenous cannabinoid called anandamide. So when estrogen levels are low, that enzyme degrades our own bliss molecule faster. So low estrogen levels break down our own bliss molecule faster, and estrogen is lowest on the day of our menstrual cycle. So just a bottom line, estrogen is a magnifying glass for cannabis. Women are more sensitive to cannabis when their estrogen levels are high, and estrogen levels peak before the menstrual cycle, the first day of bleeding.
Right. And for men, we know that there are no monthly fluctuations in hormones, right? But testosterone production can decrease with too much THC. Yeah.
There you go. So cannabis is less effective before and during menses, and we may need a lot more. I like that. Now, here we go. When we talk about sexual performance.
Right. Now, listen, cannabis can decrease sexual performance if men take too much. We're going to go back to very microdose. It's about microdose. And finding that sweet spot, because it will enhance your sexual pleasure because it increases that tactile stimulation, right? You feel more, you're more sensitive to it. But if you step off of that, that low microdose, boom.
You can just shift anything,
it's going to decrease your performance.
Yeah, it goes from what? It goes from, fireworks and warm, fuzzy, awesome feelings to the Netflix.
So
and
it goes from ooh baby to good night baby.
Yeah. So here's an interesting thing too, is that women have reported greater sexual pleasure with cannabis than men. So I don't know, any of you ladies out there, if you want to pipe in how you feel, but I think for me, it completely 100% intensifies the experience in a really good way. Which I like.
Again, going back to microdose.
Going back to microdose. Here's another funny one too, which I like, which is funny. When it comes to munchies, people are like, oh, the munchies, the munchies. I love it when I get the munchies. Women are less apt to get the munchies than men, which so I think that's kind of funny too, the whole appetite regulation piece of it. Yeah, munchies, no munchies.
Munchies, no munchies. Yeah, that is funny that they say men tend to have more munchies than women.
All right. So let's get into the sexual systems, right? So when we work with patients to educate on how cannabis may be helpful in the bedroom. Really interesting, you know, because we've done consultations with couples. We do people alone, we do people together, couples. And so they need to understand how and may it be helpful. So when we talk about the endocannabinoid system, we talk about it as an on-off switch. So the sexual systems are this is very much the same. So the sexual excitation system, let's go, right? It's all sexual relevant stimuli in the field of our awareness, and we get aroused. Then there's the sexual inhibition system, right? Where we put the brakes on and we say, nope, no way, not doing this. Right? And that can be caused by stress, pain, fear, and past trauma.
Exactly. And here's the important one, Sherry. Go ahead.
Okay, this is a big one for ladies out there. I just want you to understand this.
Big one for guys too.
This is a big one for guys.
There's this thought that if
she's not wet,
she's not into me, right? So I need to make it about the guy, but
let's
talk
about
that miscommunication, because Sherry, tell us about this.
So wetness does not determine arousal.
Yes.
So when a woman gets lubricated, it doesn't mean that or doesn't get lubricated. If she doesn't get lubricated, it's because she may be older, her hormones, age,
medication, relationship factors, past trauma, stress. Yeah, a lot of things.
A lot of different things. So communication is of the utmost importance. Communication is intimate, right? Safer is sexy. Having that discussion before you even get into the bedroom is really, really important. And the most important thing you can do is know your body. Have a date with yourself. Right?
Right. It's your body, for God's sakes.
Yes, you got to know it. So you
go on with it. Yeah.
So what's the general rule of thumb, Mark?
Listen, both parties may need to medicate differently, or they may not need to medicate at all. Really is dependent on the individual.
Totally.
Start with topicals, sensual massage. Skin is the largest organ that we have. We have receptors in the skin. And listen, you massage the vulva, the clitoris has over 8,000 nerve endings. Let's just repeat that, 8,000 nerve endings. So nice little massage.
Yep. Okay, number 3, lube. Everyone should be using lube. Remember, wetness does not determine arousal. Right. And I'm just going to say from experience, the juicier, the better. Right? Totally.
I'm with you.
So I got this handy.
Right.
So I made this bottle, and I wouldn't call it, it's for everything. It's the goddess oil, right? So it's MCT oil and whole plant cannabis. And so it's just the whole plant. And I can use this for multiple purposes. I use it, can eat it, put it on my face, put it on my hair. I can use it as lube. So it's a really diverse product, and you can actually make it in your own kitchen.
Absolutely can.
So everyone should be using lube.
Yes. Now inhalation, when you're using cannabis, right? Inhalation's the easiest to titrate. In other words, to figure out, do I take a small hit? Do I take a bigger one? Do I hold it longer? You'll figure it out where you're supposed to be. And it works like that. It's an immediate effect.
Yeah. And so the methods of administration, inhalation, like Mark said, is the easiest to titrate. It's the quickest, and you're going to know your response. No edibles unless you're a seasoned user, because the last thing you want to do, number one, is if you're new to cannabis and you eat an edible and you don't have the ingredients in it, and if you're sensitive to cannabis, you don't want to, you don't want to fall asleep. You want to create. You want to use cannabis mindfully.
Exactly. That's it. You want to use it mindfully to enhance sex. Yeah.
So another recommendation is that if you're new to cannabis use, set up a date with yourself if you want to explore it with another person, if you want to explore this sexually in the bedroom. And so explore your own body while experiencing a lot of different cannabis products. And here's a big one we say as nurses: make love to yourself. Right?
Yeah.
Go. And there's no one more important than you, and knowing
no one more important than you.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep. Talk about your experience. You're both looking to create. Intimacy is deepened with conversations, and they're fun when you can step outside of what you've been taught or what you have formed for an opinion regarding communication about sex. When you can step outside of that and be bold, whew, everything changes.
It does. And it's just, sex is fun to talk about.
It is.
It matters. You
both matter.
There you go. Yep. And the other thing that's fun too is the plant can truly bring creativity to your experience.
Yes.
So develop that. And finally, the very last one of all is no stoning and boning.
No stoning and boning. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be the shiny squirrel. It'll be like, what are we doing? Huh?
Yeah. So it's truly reproductive health, sexual health. Having a healthy sexual life is really good for your body. It's all about hormones. It's about creating that feel good, that pleasure, that bliss, the release of the neurotransmitters that make us feel really good.
Yeah. Well, listen, I love it. So Jamie Rollins, thanks for the offer. I'd probably take you up on that, considering you're my wife, but thanks for stopping in. I think she had a little too much coffee today, folks. She is on a roll, baby.
Oh my God.
Right. Now she's a communicator, and that's what I love about her.
See, isn't that good?
Yeah.
And we share the same birthday.
Yeah, I know. You guys do have the same birthday. That's right.
Yeah, we're kind of alike.
Oh yeah. So here we're rolling up on what's going on today.
Yeah.
So just to wrap it all up, what we're saying is go have some sex. Use a condom, use some lube. You know what? Just do it. You'll thank us later. Oh, it's so healthy for you and healthy for your endocannabinoid system. We're all about that.
We are all about that. So we have a packed day of media for you.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So in the weeds, Joe, if you're out there, giving you a big thumbs up. 420, we're live at In the Weeds, Prohibition Talk Radio, with Chris Thistle of Thistle Therapies, and we are going to be having a great show. Chris and I go way back, so it's really funny. We're going to have a cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've known him for quite a few years, so it's just going to be really fun just to see how he's evolved in the cannabis space.
Yeah.
So 420 live at In the Weeds, Prohibition Talk Radio, and then tonight, Mark, we go live again.
Yeah, we're back on. We're back on the Nurse Mark and the Green Nurse podcast. We're on 8 p.m. streaming live on Facebook and YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah. Come and join us.
Yes, we're illuminating cannabis nurses.
Yes, we
are. And we are completely 100% sharing all of the amazing, brave work that people are doing in the community. So join us tonight at 8 p.m.
Absolutely.
There
you go.
And if you or someone you love is suffering from chronic disease, if you or someone you know or love is interested in learning how to incorporate cannabis into their daily regimen for a health and wellness tool, if you're interested, if you're a couple and you want to learn how to have a cool experience in the bedroom or enjoy or learn how to control and experience recreational socially, on adult use, contact us. We are really, really here and happy to help you to learn how you can bring this plant into your life.
Yes. And you know what? If you're in the healthcare space, come on along. Listen, this is not medicine as usual. Okay. Let's just understand that you can't, it's so different utilizing cannabinoid medicine you just need to be part of the community to understand how that even works. It's not pharmaceutical medicine. It's completely different, and it's exciting and it's safe and it's effective, and it needs more people out there talking about it. So join us at thegreennurse.com. Ian Sherry,
I'm having
AFA day, AFA day today.
AFA day.
Happy day, happy day. And you know, what's it all about, Cher?
Oh, Mark, it's all about living your best life and helping others do the same.
Yes, yes. All right, we'll see you tonight, folks. Thanks for stopping by, Jack, Jamie, everybody who stopped by. And listen, we'll see you tonight, 4:20 this afternoon, and then 8 p.m. tonight. And then again tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. We're going to be right back here talking about Throwback Thursday. All right, folks. Thanks for stopping by.